Hello everyone and welcome to the weird, scary and horrible parts of humanity. In 2010, Kruse Wellwood was age 16 and lived with his mother in Langford, British Columbia, Canada. His best friend Cameron Moffatt was age 17 and a goth. Both spent much of their time online and chatted over the Microsoft network as well as playing World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is a multiplayer online role-playing game which was initially released on the 23rd of November 2004 by Blizzard Entertainment, as well as the fourth released game set in the Warcraft franchise. It takes place within the World of Warcraft world of Azeroth. Numerous expansions have occurred since the release of the game, and by 2014 there were over 100 million registered accounts, and by 2017 it had made an estimated $9.931 billion in profit, making it one of the most popular video games in history. Wellwood's father, Robert Raymond Deswan, was jailed in 2001 for sexually assaulting and murdering 16-year-old Cherish Oppenheim. Deswan remains incarcerated. While intelligent, Wellwood was involved in a variety of low-level crimes, including smoking weed and stealing money from mailboxes. Moffatt was sexually abused at the age of 4 and as a child began jumping out of his bedroom window at night. Resisting counselling and medication, he began lashing out at school and cutting himself to relieve stress. At school he began to bring knives to class. He was a slow learner and he suffered from ADHD. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. The pair met in a 5th grade art class where they both bonded over their mutual disdain of their art teacher. As they got older, they both started skipping school, smoking weed, playing World of Warcraft and looking up porn on the internet, but were never perceived as a serious threat. Kimberly Proctor was born on the 1st of January 1993 with her mother a Walmart manager and her father Fred a diesel mechanic. She had a love for animals, raising lizards, rabbits, mice and hamsters as well as loving cats. However, she was bullied throughout her life and had attention deficit disorder. Her parents attempted to medicate her, but this was not successful. Eventually, she was transferred to an alternative high school, Pacific Secondary, in order to gain a more personalised education and get more attention. Both Wellwood and Moffatt transferred to Pacific Secondary School in 2009. There they developed a friendship with Proctor, who, after breaking up with her first high school romance named Zach, whose last name was never released, she proved highly reliant on the assistance of friends online, including Wellwood and Moffatt. Moffatt confessed his attraction for Proctor, but she fostered a romantic relationship with Wellwood. Gradually, both Wellwood and Moffatt started getting high more frequently and also experimented with drinking blood, with Moffatt screaming at home and Wellwood avoiding his mother. Both also began visiting sadistic porn sites and began fantasizing about rape and bondage. By contrast, Proctor found out that she had enough credits to graduate from high school and was about to begin volunteering with the local Wild Animal Rehabilitation Centre, Wild Ark. On the 16th of March 2010, Wellwood asked an unnamed friend, "What would your opinion be on me if I killed, raped or brutalized someone?" The friend, who was unnamed, answered, "I'd be pissed at you." Asking why Wellwood would want to kill someone and who he was planning to kill, he responded, "Random person, shits and giggles." On the 17th of March 2010, Proctor began texting with both separately when Moffatt invited her to, quote, "a party in his pants," and promised a, quote, "cream-filled lollipop," and told her that it would last all night long. When she refused, Moffatt wrote to her, telling her, "You're going to die next." Proctor began reaching out to Wellwood for support and then informed him that she would be babysitting at 3 p.m. Wellwood then began messaging Proctor, confessing his willingness to talk about Zach with her, which he did not reciprocate. Wellwood and Moffatt then began messaging each other, with Wellwood typing, "I'm going to rip her nose ring out and burn it, burn her flesh." Moffatt responded, "You're not keep her bound and alive. That's what I'm going to do, but I need to get her stoned first and possibly seduce her." The next day, on the 18th of March 2010, Proctor's mother left for work. Prior to commencement of babysitting at around 10:30 a.m, she caught a bus to the Langford Bus Exchange where Wellwood and Moffatt met her with the intention of killing her. Moffatt had just bought the campfire that they would use to set Proctor's corpse on fire. The pair arrived at Wellwood's home on Happy Valley Road, which at the time was under Langford's affordable housing program. Once there, they struck, kicked and hit Proctor while bounding her hands and ankles. They then stuffed a sock in her mouth, wrapping it in duct tape. The two raped her and beat her for hours before she died from asphyxiation. They then mutilated her with a knife and stuck a 4-inch lollipop stick in her vagina and arse before moving her corpse into a freezer in Wellwood's garage. Possibly while Proctor was still alive, Wellwood sent one last instant message to her as an alibi, asking her how babysitting was. The next morning, on the 19th of March 2010, Wellwood and Moffatt put Proctor's body into a hockey bag, took a bus to the Galloping Goose Trail, and once in the forest, doused the body in fuel and set it on fire. At the time, while under the bridge of Galloping Goose, Wellwood sent a text to his gamer girlfriend from Halifax. He then became concerned that police could track them to the location of Proctor's burnt corpse. Her parents and friend knew that something was wrong and began to mount a search for Proctor. Around 7 p.m, a young man was smoking weed with friends on the Galloping Goose Trail and stumbled across the burnt remains of Proctor. Dental records confirmed the identity of the corpse, and the Vancouver Island Major Crime Unit and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police dispatched an investigative team of more than 40 officers to search for the murderer, with local media following the story extensively. Wellwood became increasingly nervous and over World of Warcraft chat confessed to the crimes to his Halifax gamer girlfriend on the 23rd of March 2010, sending her links to news reports as backup. However, his gamer girlfriend offered her support to him, telling him, "I'll always be here, no matter what you do." Moffatt then came onto the chat and said that he did not feel bad for Proctor's family. Kruse was unable to contain his rage and continued to attend school, telling Proctor's friends that she was dead, who gives a shit, and that he was glad that she was dead, that no one fucking cares, and told a student that he hated her. It was on the 25th of March, however, that the boys crossed a fine line, and on a MSN chat about the ongoing investigation, Moffatt told Wellwood, "Since we killed that bitch and it wasn't too hard, we should do it again." Both were brought for questioning by police, with both admitting to seeing Proctor on the morning of the 18th of March, but stated that she left to go early to school. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police then gained enough evidence to secure the necessary judicial authorization to monitor and analyse their online activity, bugging their homes, mobile phones, and the gazebo where they hung out in the park, as well as keeping the pair under close surveillance. The police dug up their Google and Wikipedia searches, as well as old transcripts of texts and instant messages. On Friday, the 18th of June 2010, both Wellwood and Moffatt were arrested. Rather than face a trial and a jury, the pair pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and indignity to human remains. They were sentenced in 2011 to life imprisonment with no possibility of parole for 10 years. Both were imprisoned at the Mission Institution. Fellow inmates noted that they did not see any regret from the duo. In May 2019, Wellwood, at the age of 25, applied for day parole and escorted temporary absences, causing significant anguish of the Proctor family. This was denied on the 14th of August as he was judged to still be a risk to society. A request for day parole was once again rejected on the 15th of May 2020 by the parole board, with their decision taking less than 10 minutes. Proctor's family are currently fighting for a change to legislation under the Safe Care Act known as Kimberly's Law, which would force at-risk kids with a history of violence, mental illness and/or addiction into treatment before they harm themselves or anyone else. However, this is yet to be passed into official legislation by the British, Colombian or Canadian governments. Wellwood's home has since been removed from Langford's affordable housing programme. It has since been taken over by the city and continues to remain vacant. Thank you for watching. Please do yourself a favour and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to inform you when new videos come out. Also, why not hit that like button and leave a nice comment? It helps more than you know and your support is truly appreciated. Until next time, stay awesome, stay classy, be kind to everyone you meet and have an amazing day.